Hi everybody, welcome to a new week of meals on the SeeSaw. It is Monday and tonight we're starting the week simple with smoked sausage stir fry with some white rice. So that's Caleb's and that's mine. There's just 2 packages of the Mattison's smoked sausage, otherwise known as or usually referred to as kielbasa in the US. Depending on what part of the states you're in, I think. Sometimes I think some areas they do still call it smoked sausage. But anyway, just sliced that up, fried it off a little bit in the pan. You only need to really brown the edges because it is fully cooked, it's smoked. And then added a package of stir-fry vegetables, fresh ones, and from Aldi. They do a nice big bag of stir-fry now. It used to be I had to buy 2 to get enough, and then it felt like it was too much vegetable, but they do kind of a family-size bag now, which is perfect. So cooked that for a few minutes and then added in 2 sachets of the Aldi sweet and sour stir fry sauce and just heated the whole thing through. And we've got some just plain white rice with that. So that's our Monday night smoked sausage sweet and sour stir fry. Hi everybody, it's Tuesday evening and tonight we've got an old family favourite that we haven't actually had in a while, which is cooked chicken thighs. So these are the thigh fillets. I've just coated them in a little bit of olive oil and then some barbecue seasoning, the kind of jar of, like spice jar of barbecue seasoning, not barbecue sauce. Coated them in that and then just cooked them in the oven. Sometimes I grill these, sometimes we do them on a barbecue, but I've just cooked them in the oven tonight for about half an hour. They are fully cooked through, and we were just saying, this is the second take of this we've done. The first take, they absolutely looked raw, so we've adjusted the settings on the camera. And they do look better, but they still look pinky. But I can assure you they are all actually like this, nice and cooked through and browned and perfectly fine to eat, unlike the ones over there in the corner. Just very strange. We've got with them some of these little sliced rounds of potato that I've just cooked up in the actor fryer. Again, I used a sprinkle of the barbecue seasoning to season the potatoes, so there's a kind of flavour profile through the whole meal. Then we've got wraps, we've got some salad, lettuce, tomato, cucumber, we've got barbecue sauce, we've got salad dressing and ketchup for Caleb. And so we're off to enjoy our chicken thigh, barbecue chicken thighs with wraps and crispy sliced potatoes. I know you said sweet potatoes. They're definitely not that. I think lockdown is going to my head. Anyway, we're off to enjoy this Tuesday night dinner. Hi everybody. So it is Wednesday night and tonight we've got a nice big pan of chicken chow mein. So this is just the diced chicken that we get from Muscle Food. Cooked in the pan for a little while, then I added a bag of the Sainsbury's frozen stir-fry vegetable mix. It's got baby corn in it, it's got bits of broccoli, carrot, and then I used 2 little sachets of the Aldi chow mein stir-fry sauce, and then some of the straight-to-wok noodles. So this was really quick. It's really warm today. I went out for my walk after I finished with my work today, and it was so warm out there, and I was glad I was walking through our nature reserve because there's several areas where it's nice and shady. If I was just out in the sun, it would have been a bit too much, I think, just to be out walking. So I didn't want to spend too long over the stove, so I've used shortcuts with everything here. So the chicken was already diced, the vegetables were frozen, the noodles are straight-to-wok noodles, and the chow mein sauce was already prepared. So very little to explain on how I did this, but looking forward to a big bowl of this for our Wednesday night supper. Hi everybody, so it's Thursday evening and tonight we've got a 1-pot chili mac and cheese. I think what it was called for a minute. So I just cooked off an onion with a little bit of garlic. Added a couple of chopped peppers. I had a yellow and a red one. Then added a package of mince, let that brown, and then I made up my own little kind of chili mix. So I had 2 teaspoons of paprika, and then I had a teaspoon each of chili powder, onion granules, cumin, oregano, and then just a little bit each of salt and pepper. And I just mixed that all together, added that in, blended it through with a can of chopped tomatoes, a drained can of kidney beans, a squirt of tomato puree, probably about a tablespoon, and a few good shakes of Worcestershire sauce, so again probably about a tablespoon. I mixed all that together, added in 800 mils of stock. So I used a beef stock pot to make up to 400 mils with hot water, poured that in, and then I added another 400 mils of water because it's really for cooking the pasta more than anything. So it's not particularly, as you can see, kind of saucy dish. So I wasn't bothered that it was a combination. You could use 2 stock pots or 2 stock cubes. I just find if I put more than one in, it can make it a bit too salty for us. So 1 was enough. And then you just cover the pan and let that, oh, and then 250 grams of pasta. Now, they didn't have any macaroni at the store, so I got penne. You put that in when you put the stock in, give it a good stir, bring it to a boil, put the lid on the pan and simmer it away for about 15 minutes. Then just stir through a nice big handful of grated cheese, and then put another handful of grated cheese across the top and just pop it into a 200-degree oven for about 10 minutes to let the cheese melt. So it is a bit like mac and cheese, a bit like chili mac, a bit like chili and cheese, combination of all of those things, but really, really filling. And I made it in this big casserole cum saucepan that I've got. And so therefore I was able to cook the whole thing just in the one pot, cooked it on the stove top and then transferred that to the oven to let the cheese melt. So chili cheese mac is our Thursday night supper. Hi everybody, so Friday evening, and tonight we've got a bit of something different, a bit certainly American style recipe of chicken and dumplings. It's not like stew and dumplings we make here. This is really easy actually. You just take 100 grams of butter, melt it over a really low heat and put into that a chopped onion and a couple of sticks of celery. Just cook them all together, season them up with a little bit of pepper, put those into the base of a casserole dish. I used a 13 by 9 inch glass casserole dish. You want to put chicken all over the top of that. So I had a whole chicken that I'd cooked in the slow cooker during the day. So I just pulled that all apart and put the big pieces of chicken. You want nice big chunks over the vegetables. And then you want to mix together, this sounds really odd, a cup of self-raising flour and a cup of milk. Just whisk those together until you get a smooth, almost like a pancake batter. Pour that over the top of the chicken. Don't stir it, don't mix it, just pour it over. And then you want to mix together 2 cups of chicken stock or chicken broth with a can of condensed cream of chicken soup. So I always use the Campbell's, which is the American brand, but if you have another brand you prefer, you could use that. Mix that together to make like a smooth American style chicken gravy is what it looks like. Pour that over the top of the flour mixture and then just put it in a 180 oven for about 40 to 45 minutes. And the flour and egg part, it's a bit like one of those puddings that separates out as you cook it. So that goes into a nice crispy topping, a bit like dumplings and a bit like pot pie topping. And then you've got the chicken and the vegetables and the nice creamy gravy sauce underneath. And we're just having that with some corn and some salad. Hi everybody, so it's Saturday evening and our fake away this Saturday is a take on fish and chips. So we've got the salmon fish cakes, which are from Tesco's. Got some little potatoes just cooked up in the active fryer with some season oil on. And we've got broccoli and peas, which were just steamed. They were frozen vegetables that I've just steamed. So that is mine. That is Caleb's, and Tony's got exactly the same tonight. So off to enjoy this on a blowy, windy Saturday. It's strange because it's not really cold, but if you get in the wind, it's quite cold. When I was queuing at the grocery store today, around the back of the building, it was quite cold where it was sheltered, where it was not in the sun. But I think the rest of the weekend is supposed to be okay for a bank holiday weekend. Don't know. We're planning to go to the garden centre tomorrow just to get some bits. We've got an area of our garden that we want to sort of just tidy up and make into a nice little area where we could sit in the summer and eat outside. We don't really have anywhere like that in our garden, so we're aiming to do something with that tomorrow. So yeah, off to enjoy our Saturday night fake away fish and chips. Hi everybody, so it's Sunday evening, bank holiday weekend, and tonight we've got a pork roast. Haven't had one of these for a while. These are the little basted pork loin joints that I get from Tesco. We really like them. It's mostly meat, just a very thin layer of fat around the top, and as much as I love pork with crackling, I'm trying to avoid things like that. So this is really meaty, and it is just enough for the 3 of us. If you had 2 small children, you could probably make it stretch to 4, but it's just the perfect size, and I think they're about £5 for the joint, and it really is tasty meat. So we've got the pork, we've got some leeks, some buttered cabbage from the market box that we have this week. We've got some of our normal steamed vegetable mix, and we've got some little baby potatoes. And then I completely forgot that when you put parsnip in the active fryer by itself, that's what happens to it. It goes into a clump rather than nice pieces of parsnip. When I put it in with roast potatoes, it's fine, but if I put it by itself, that's what happens. It's a bit the same with sweet potatoes, and I'm not really sure why. So anyway, I've got a clump of parsnip. So that is mine. That is Caleb's. He hasn't got leeks or parsnips, but he's got everything else. I've got some applesauce to go on the side. So looking forward to a Sunday roast dinner. Thank you for joining us for this week of meals on the SeeSaw, and we hope you will join us back here again soon.